This is the third cleanup operation I've done at Crest Park in Tampa. The first one was a separate video, October 9th. The photo you're looking at right there is a single haul of trash on the second cleanup, which was a very short, abbreviated cleanup, mostly a redo of the first cleanup. New trash had washed in from the winds and kind of forced me to redo that original area. The rest of this video will be the third cleanup, which is new territory. For those of you who are not interested in litter collection pickup, this might be a very boring video. Otherwise, if this is your thing, enjoy. Well, it's October 30th, about 10:30 in the morning. I'm back at Crest Park, about to start my third cleanup operation. There's plenty to do. There's my litter garbage can. It's sitting in a tub, so I can slide it easily because there's so many roots and things that a can snag up on. It makes it almost like you have it on skis. It's just real easy to move. And my litter grabbers, and I'm in my boots right now. I'm going to do some shoreline work out of the water first. There's quite a bit of trash in this brush that you see here. And then I'll put my waders on and get in the water and work as much as I can here in the next hour or so. So let's begin. Okay, just a progress report here. I've been working for, I don't know, half an hour or so. Pull this tire out. This trash can is almost full. I use a combination of things now. I got my waders on as I'm having to get into the water. I probably should have done a little video before I started in this area, but I'm just going to show you. Right here you see trash that I pile up. There's a rake here. This is very effective in pulling stuff into one cluster, which I can then haul out with the net. Let me just show you the situation here as I get in the water. Oh, let's just show you the view here. Very pretty. Oh, real pretty out there. So I've been cleaning up in here. What happens is the trash has been here for so long. It's actually the plants and the vegetation have grown into it. Walk along here and try not to trip. You can see like the plastic here. You can't just pick it up with grabbers. It has to be pulled out. It's all just grown in to the and there I got another pile right here started. I just throw that over there. And a little muddy there. Got to watch the mud. Mud's my big enemy. Mud and of course alligators. I scan the area every few minutes looking for any sign of an alligator. But you know, often you just don't see them. They're right under the surface. So what I do is I'll show you what I do here if I can find a piece of wood. Right in here there isn't as much, but I pick up something. Well, here's a small one, I'll show you, and I just toss it and I make a splash, and I figure if there's a gator right in that area, that will startle them and at least put them off a little bit. And here you can see just a lot of little stuff. I've been cleaning up in here. This little crap is hard to get. I mean, you get all those little pieces of styrofoam. I try to net it. The net will get hung up. Here you see what looks like a tire, and I'm pulling on it and I can't get it with one hand. I'm going to have to get two hands in there. Here you see more stuff. You can see again plastic bags, worst invention in the history of man, along with the styrofoam and plastic water bottles. Toss that in another little cluster I got going there. And here you see another cluster of stuff. Here's another stick. This is a better stick. I'm just going to toss it out there and make sure that alligators know that I know what they're up to. Anyway, generally they're not a problem actually, but it only takes one bad experience with an alligator to ruin your day. Here we have, well, this I haven't gotten this far, but again, this is so frustrating. I can't just use grabbers, which make it nice. See, this stuff is in. I don't know if I can get in the camera on here. See, it's in the plant. See, I had to pull out a piece of plant to get this plastic, and so I have to do everything with by hand. And
That's okay if you happen to be immune to water moccasin toxin, which I don't think I am. But I have gloves on, which are, although they're not billed as snake-proof, they are billed as good for handling animals, including small animals, which have very sharp teeth. So I'm hoping that if I were to have a surprise in a water moccasin, that it would not penetrate these gloves, at least not all the way. So, pretty stump here. And looking back out on the water again. Sure beats looking at trash, right? Well, the water is kind of a tannin. In other words, it's a kind of a rusty color from decaying wood. Releases a lot of tannin in the water and discolors it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a color. It's harmless. It doesn't hurt the wildlife. It's not an issue. This is our drinking water here. Although when you look down here, you wonder if everyone is fully aware of that. A lot of this stuff is come in from water runoff that runs off into the river, like storm drains, that sort of thing, and then it just floats around out there until the winds or the currents blow it into the shoreline. And some of it is just from park goers who don't give a damn, or fishermen come down here and fish, and then they just toss their trash wherever, willy-nilly. So anyway, I'm underneath a nice big tree here. It gives me a little shade. Okay, let's see what I'm uncovering here. Hope this is all visible okay. Hard to tell through the viewfinder. Down in here you can see just a huge pile of mostly styrofoam and water bottles, a few beer bottles mixed in. Yeah, that's maybe a little better. You can see, I think, all this crap in here, and pretty much just grab it, my hands, I got my gloves on, and dump it right in here into this can, which I have on a large utility tub. It acts like kind of like a slider. I can just slide it right down this slope here behind all this brush, right by the water's edge, and just scoop stuff up and directly into the can. Okay, I'm finished for the day. It's 1 o'clock. I've been down here since I think a little after 10, so I guess that makes it about 3 hours. I collected 3 bags packed with trash and 1 with a tire in it. Here's the area that I was videoing earlier, so you get some idea of the difference. That's not to say there is no trash. There are little bits of styrofoam. When I say little bits of styrofoam, I mean hundreds of pieces of styrofoam. Styrofoam tends to rot. I don't know if that's the correct term for what happens to styrofoam when it's been sitting in a wet, hot environment for a long time. But it becomes a nightmare to clean it up. But as you can see, the area is pretty clear. No more bottles, plastic, glass, whatever, all picked up. And once again, the river. Let me just refocus here. But if you're a litter hater like I am, and maybe even do some of the same thing that I do as far as volunteering and cleaning up wherever you can, whether it's along the roads or along the waterways or in the parks, wherever, then you probably, this probably means something to you. Well, it's 1:15. I'm finished. I managed to get all 4 of these bags in the trunk of my Buick, if you can believe it. Actually, one bag, the one that's right under the little insignia on the dumpster there, the second from the left, is just a tire that I pulled out of the river. The other 3 are filled with bottles and styrofoam, plastic, and so forth. So this makes a grand total. 6 and 1 is 7 and 4. I got 11 bags of trash I've taken out of the river at Temple Crest Park, and I would say that the distance I covered was maybe 100 yards. And the river that I've got to do is many times that size, so this is just going to be amazing. I can't believe all this trash. It's stunning. Anyway, I'm done and I'm going home.